Good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Thursday, the 7th of September, 2023, and it's an important night. Football in America. KC, Detroit. Yeah, it should be an interesting one. The question, of course, will be, does Kansas City still have the mojo? I'm betting that they do, but we will see, won't we? That should be interesting. And then Sunday, everybody will be watching football. I love it at this time of the year because you can enjoy it. You give me 2 more months, I wouldn't go to a football game for anything. And I really don't go to games. My wife just went to the Notre Dame game in South Bend. She loved it. She loves the team, and she goes all the time. I'm just... Basketball, you can't keep me away from that. That's where I like to go. All right. So as we talk about what is going on in these markets, here's what we have to understand. You're still in this week where you got a funny week. People are coming back from their vacation. They're settling in. They're getting more serious about the trading, those that are here, and they're looking for things to do. We came off a very strange time in August where we had this vertical price rise in the stock market, only to come in at the beginning of September, see things fall back into reality, and keep in back of your mind a couple of things. Number one, September is notoriously bad for stock indices. Doesn't mean it has to be, but that is what history shows us. Number two, you have the United Auto Workers. And that strike thing is very real. GM has offered a package worth about 16% in pay. It was immediately turned down. The workers' president is really very aggressive. 16% increase. I mean, he didn't even give it a thought. No, it's not acceptable. So where are they going to go with all this? They're probably going into a strike. Now, which one or all three going to be hit? Who the heck knows? This man's very aggressive. You know, if I were as aggressive as him, which I'm not, maybe you go for all three. Just cripple the industry once and for all and hope your people stay behind you, okay? But I think some of the workers will say, what is reality? He wants 42% pay increase. They all would love to get that. Not going to happen. At least I don't think it'll happen. I don't think the companies can afford to pay that. And then all the other benefits, 32-hour work week, whatever. I mention this for a reason. September 14th, today is the 7th, is when the contracts end. They can go on strike right after that. Biden cannot come to the rescue. He is pro-union. He needs their votes. He's not going to tell them, you've got to do this, you got to do that. He's cornered. It's sort of like his energy policy where the one doesn't exist. So just be aware of what this all is, because it's no good. Then you're already starting to see games being played a little bit with the budget. Remember, we don't have a budget. We run out of money September 30th. And now we're starting to see McCarthy trying to say, well, maybe we should take an immigration bill and attach that to it and other things. It's trial balloons. That's what it is. But we've got problems. And you could see the government shut down. I mean, this is going to get very ugly in another week. That's when the real action at the end of next week will pick up, because then you're halfway through the month and then you're running out of money in 2 weeks. Expect that. As we take a look at gold, you're at a critical area. You came up, you kissed the 18-week average. You're down a little bit this week, 1.16%. When you look at this action, you can go either way from here right now. It's at a very important crossroad. The market's got higher lows, higher highs. It turns bearish if you get under 1940. Then you wouldn't want to see it back over 1947.5. The bulls are probably nibbling on it at 1943, saying, I'll risk under that to see what the market does. And if it rallies nicely from there, not getting under 1940, well, their prize could be all the way up here. 1977 is the Bollinger top and the 200-day moving average of closes. You're at a real important area. If the 40's taken out, what could happen? Well, when I put with momentum would be down. It would give me lower highs, lower lows as a chartist. So until you take that out, the door possibility all the way down would be 1909.70, but it would probably go in steps into the 1920s for the first support, 1910 for the secondary. That's what I'm guessing on it right now. Gold, silver, look at how this has rocketed from 78 to 83.6. Silver's getting a bit overdone to the downside. That's the warning sign here. You could see how the market's just gone here from roughly the 25.50 level all the way down now to a low of 23.24. You've broken the back of it. It's oversold. Be careful. Let the market come to you on other terms. This is not the term if I'm looking to be a seller, and that's what I'm talking about, not a buyer. I'm not interested there. And copper's falling apart. I teach you over and over here that when you see Bollinger Bands narrow in these black dashed lines, just like this, what does it mean? A churn. And you're going to get hurt in that. Upper band, maybe even go to the lower band. You're going nowhere right now. Give the market time. But this is something you should memorize. If you take my course, I teach you how to do that. I don't use these bands. I use them a little different, and you get it right away. You go, oh, wow, that's what Ira was teaching me. And you see that develop, and you run. You don't walk. You run away. You don't want to do anything in that. At least that's what I teach. In the platinum, lower highs, and boom. But what really happened is you lost the embedded reading. And when they let go, you just let go of everything on the market. In the dollar index, you are now trying to embed. So cannot count in this right here. We are here September 7th. This is the close of business today. So today counts. Let's go back a day. Please, there we go. So both numbers today, which is Wednesday, were over 80. They were over 80 yesterday, not the day before. Tomorrow's the key to the market. Is it going to embed or not embed? Generally, they don't embed. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little correction step in there. That's all that I'm saying. Am I bearish? Absolutely not. But embed and the whole game changes for me because then I'm very aggressive on the first breaks in the market. I'm watching what's going on right now in Bitcoin. It was embedded up until tonight. That 500-point rally is impressive. You might be losing your embedded. In fact, you are losing it if it closes like that. So this is a sign that it may be through on the downside. So pay attention. And my traders will have to do the same thing on that. We'll take a good hard look at what it's all doing there. I want to remind you that this is a time where you learn a lot. And if you haven't learned these, our good friends at Futures Magazine had put this out, and I was involved in that for many years. Technical trading tips from the pros. These are things you should learn. Gann square of 9. What does it mean? It's an absolute if you're a chartist. Rules of relative strength, money flow, bottom fishers, bottom fishers, okay, not fissures, fishers. What are the rules for them? I don't believe in bottom fishing, but people do. Relative strength, you've got to learn that. I use slow stochastics, but they're all of the same school. All of them. They're momentum indicators. Learn how to work with them. Optimizing stops, I can't say enough about that. It's important. Now, everybody's got a different technique for doing that. I love what I do with momentum, and I love what the swing lines do for it. You may have your own. Some people will say, I can't move X percentage. Other people will say, well, there's a chart point here. It shouldn't do it. You've got to learn how to work with it. This gives you some ideas. So how do you get this and more? Because we have so much available on our free offers of our website. You can move your cursor to the top up here. You'll see an icon, give it a click, or go to iraepstein.com. On the far top left there, you'll see free offers. Take a choice. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a good day. I will talk to you all at the morning update. You take care.